Oh my. Ladies and gentlemen, keyboards are crying and the guitar's whining. Somewhere in Harris County, Texas, somebody has the blues. Probably because of that guy right down there. My camera's all out of whack. Here we go. Ears on the forehead. Yeah. Guys, welcome back. New week. Judge Fleischer was live this morning. He went for a full 4 hours. I've abridged this set of docket calls down to about 2 hours. Cut out quite a few unneeded hearings and some reschedulings. But what you have here presented is most of the meat of the day's business. And ladies and gentlemen, there's not much else to do other than just to get into it. Show's starting. The judge is ready to rule. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's roll, nerds. Shall we?
Hey, Connor. All right, let's roll, nerds.
I'm sorry, Judge.
No,
Oh, I have a off docket case. It's a bond forfeiture case. He's here. It's my fault he wasn't in court.
hey, I'd like to do arraignments real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so let me just, we've got a lot of work to do, especially because all the holiday and stuff. We'll talk. Okay, do you have other stuff to do?
Yeah, I do, Judge. And could I bring him outside to talk about? Oh, wait, Judge. Oh,
Please. Ready? All right. Let's roll. Nice.
Burks, come on up. Burks, Timothy, come on up.
You were Timothy Burks.
yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Burks. Mr. Burks, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant, and you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay, good morning, Alex.
Officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in response to a disturbance. The officers spoke to the defendant and a witness who stated that there had been a gathering of people and that an altercation had occurred, but that the other parties had already left. The officer asked the witness for her identification because they believed that she was a witness to a family violence incident. The witness refused, and the defendant stepped in between the officer and the witness and told the officer that the witness did not have to provide any ID. The defendant then told the witness to leave. At this point, the officer attempted to detain the defendant, and while doing so,
Alex.
the defendant.
No, I'm talking about.
Go back a bit.
Please.
So the witness refused to provide identification, and the defendant stepped in between the officer. The witness told the officer that the witness did not have to provide any ID. The defendant then told the witness to leave. At this point, the officer attempted to detain the defendant, and while doing so, the defendant pulled his arms away.
How did he interfere?
So they were investigating a disturbance. They believe there had
Get
been
it?
family violence, and they were trying to get the identification of a witness, and he stepped in between and said she didn't have to give his ID or her ID and told her to leave while they were trying to get the ID of a witness. And then while they tried to detain him for getting in between them, he started pulling his arms away. So
All right, Mr. Burks, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Sir, I'm not going to put any conditions on you. Just be careful,
Sir,
don't say anything.
Yes.
Really. Now's not the time,
Yes.
I've got a bunch of DAs here. You say something, it's just going to end up hurting you even worse.
Yes, sir.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I'm on disability now, sir. I retired. I used to work with Macau sheet metal.
Okay. Do you have an income now or no? Do you have an income now or no?
Yes, I do. I get disability.
Okay. Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer? Okay. Deputy, do you mind giving him an application? I'm going to give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I'm going to have you go to Victoria Center, reset, and then we'll have you just take a seat in the jury box while we get all the documents and get your lawyer, okay?
Okay, yes, sir.
Please, sir.
Judge, did you say no state sponsored?
Yeah, no conditions. This way, sir. We need to sign a reset, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box.
Judge, bottom of 8.
All right. Says Dante, Cesar, come up.
Herrera.
Did I say it correctly? Is it Cesar?
That's right, Cesar.
Cesar. Mr. Cesar, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
The officer was dispatched to apartments in Harris County, Texas, in response to a known trespasser. The complainant, the property manager, stated that she knows the defendant by sight, and that he has been given several trespass warnings. The complainant told the officer that the defendant is not a resident and that he trespasses in vacant apartments. The witness, a security guard, has personally given the defendant the trespass warnings, including on the day before this incident.
Okay. Mr. Cesar, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go back to this apartment complex. Do you understand? If you go back, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I will not give you any more PR bonds.
Oh,
Just look, you don't have
I
to,
live there with somebody.
unless you're on a lease, they can forbid you from going there.
What about if you get mail there?
I can't give you legal advice. The only thing I'm going to tell you is that they don't want you to go back there. If you're not on a lease, don't go back there. I'm making that a condition of your bond. Let me ask you this. Are you working at this time?
I ain't working.
What do you do with yourself?
I don't work.
How do you support yourself?
Otherwise,
Sorry?
I said other ways. I work like temp services and shit. I mean,
You want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, sir?
yeah.
All right, I'm going to give you an application. I'm going to have you talk to someone today. They can tell you how to work forward going, but don't go back to this apartment complex. It's just going to go haywire. It's going to go bad. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, he'll give you an application, please. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria, and then we'll have you take your seat in the jury box, Mr. Cesar. Do you mind filing those conditions, please?
Herrera, Moses, page 17. Go ahead and sign, please.
Excuse me, you step forward.
Did you say Herrera?
Yes, Judge.
You're Moises Herrera.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Herrera, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On November 24th, 2024, the officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's motor vehicle after observing it stopped at a red light in the opposite lane of travel. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed him to have red, watery eyes, slow, slurred speech, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The officer also observed an open bottle of tequila in the driver's seat back pocket, and the defendant admitted to drinking. Standard field sobriety tests were performed, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The DIC was red and the defendant consented to breath. The results were 0.141 and 0.130.
Okay. Are you trying to tell me that he's consuming alcohol while he's driving?
There's no indication that it was in the pocket behind the driver's seat.
I see. All right. Mr. Herrera, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Tell me, how old are you, sir?
No,
What do you do for a living? Or I see that you have a lawyer, correct?
Right.
Okay, I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any illegal drugs, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
Yes, I do. Of
He's eligible, Your Honor.
You have liability insurance in your name.
course.
You have car insurance. All right, good, good job. So I'm gonna have you sign a reset. Victoria will have you meet with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and then we'll just have you take a seat and wait for your lawyer to arrive, okay? Please.
Johnson, page 19. Moises.
Good morning, Ms. Johnson. Ma'am, you were charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. The officer was dispatched to a disturbance in Harris County, Texas. The complainant and the first witness, the complainant's mother, stated that the defendant had been texting and posting on Instagram about wanting to fight the complainant. The complainant and defendant were inside an apartment when the fight began. The witness stated that she observed the defendant to have a small sharp blade in between her knuckles when hitting the complainant. The defendant punched the complainant in the face, causing lacerations and pain. The defendant told the officers that the complainant believed that defendant was with the complainant's ex-boyfriend, which is what started the fight.
And it's just an assault?
Yes, Judge.
Johnson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm shocked that it's not an aggravated assault. Let me tell you, I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of any weapons and not to have contact with the complaining witness in this case. Do you understand? Yes or no?
Yes.
I want you to understand that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect the public and every single person in it. And if that means locking you up and putting the bond extremely high, I will do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand?
Yes.
We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm first going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box. We'll get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be on your way. Do not have contact with this complaining witness. Do you understand, ma'am? No more warnings. You will get no more warnings from us.
Next judge is page 20. Jones, DeMarcus.
Good morning, Mr. Jones. Sir, you were charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 24th, 2024, officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle after observing it to fail to signal when changing lanes. Upon contact with the vehicle, the officer observed a strong odor of marijuana. The defendant was the driver of the vehicle, and there were 3 other occupants. A PC search of the vehicle revealed 2 bags containing 31.33 grams of marijuana within the reach of defendant's wingspan. The 3 other occupants of the vehicle denied ownership of the marijuana.
He's in the box. Yeah, if you want to take him out, I haven't done probable cause, so we need him. Just don't. Yeah, you can take him out, but just bring him back. Okay, Mr. Jones, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a Texas driver license, sir? You are not allowed to drive. I don't care what your reason is. I don't care where you're going. I don't care what you have to do. Mother Teresa needs to ride to church. I don't care. Do not drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive. Do you understand? You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Don't do it. Here's the other kicker. You're on bond for a felony theft case. It's very possible with this new case that you picked up, they revoke the bond and issue a felony warrant.
So, take your hood off.
All right, Mr. Jones, I'm gonna have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive. I'm gonna get you to Victoria. We're gonna be signing a reset. After that, you'll get out of here. When you come back, please have a lawyer, sir.
All right, Judge, page 20 and 21. Jones, Jared. Raise your right hand.
The lady in the middle.
You're Jared Jones. Mr. Jones, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're also charged with criminal mischief. On the assault, you're facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. And on the criminal mischief, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On November 23rd, 2024, officers were dispatched to an assault injury report call at a residence in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officers met with the complainant, who stated the defendant was watching her kids. When the complainant went to pick up her kids and went to the witness's house, the defendant became angry. The complainant did not take him. The complainant stated that when the defendant had arrived at the witness's residence, he was taking off his clothes in the driveway, trying to fight her. The defendant then approached her motor vehicle and struck it with his right arm, breaking her passenger front window, costing approximately $200 to repair. After the complainant pushed the defendant away from her vehicle, the defendant began striking her in the face with a closed fist 5 times. The complainant stated she felt pain, and the officer observed the complainant's rear or front passenger window to be shattered and observed the defendant's right forearm to have a minor incision from the glass of the window.
Mr. Jones, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have contact with this person. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons.
Yes, sir.
What is the relationship between these two? Do you know, Alex?
Let me see.
So, Mr. Jones, we are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I will first have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. I'm then going to have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be on your way. You already have 2 cases now. Don't pick up a third. If I find that you're a danger to my public, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get more PR bonds. Do you understand, sir?
Your Honor, they're just friends.
All right, come on. Can you file no contact and no weapons? Please?
Lockridge, page 24.
Okay. All right, good morning, Mr. Lockridge.
Hey.
So you're charged with terroristic threat. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 20th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a group home in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officer spoke with the complainant, who advised that after her and the defendant, another resident of the home, got into a verbal argument, the defendant told him, "I'm going to fuck you up." The complainant stated the defendant then went outside, grabbed a bed frame, and stated he would tear this place up. The complainant advised he was not in fear, but advised he would like to pursue charges because he perceived the statement as a threat.
He's not in fear, you know? All right. I'm going to find no probable cause on your case, Mr. Lockridge, but be careful.
Yes.
You know, when you get upset and you say things that you really don't mean, they can get you in a lot of trouble, right? have patience. It's not hard. And if you get upset, walk away, find another release. But sticks and stones may bring you back to us, and you don't want to come back here. All right? Okay, man, just take a seat for me, okay?
We'll
Please,
dismiss it, Judge.
please.
Next judge is Escobar Tobar, page 13.
So I was, come on up. I was gonna do a deeper dive on it to see whether there's probable cause. It's first time I've seen something like this.
Yeah, same here, Judge.
Do you mind if, do you have somewhere else to go?
I do.
Can you go do that and just come back maybe in
sir.
like an hour? Let me blow through all the arraignments and then
No
we'll
problem.
sit.
I'm gonna just let my client know and I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, I want to open the code. Let's go through it and take time, you know? Yeah, okay, sure.
All right, Judge.
Um,
Counsel, do you have an arraignment? Okay. Page
I know who
25.
you're here on.
Galvin,
But I'd like to do the arraignments real quick, then I'll help you out.
Straight House, 25, McAlpin, Straight House.
Mr. McAlpin, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 24th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in reference to an indecent exposure call. And upon arrival, the officer met with the complainant, who stated that he observed the defendant inside his property without pants and underwear on. The complainant stated that he observed the defendant dry hump the air and roll around on the dirt. The complainant also advised he observed the front driver's side door of his motor vehicle to be open and observed his credit card missing and his in-car charger to be damaged. The defendant was the only person inside of the property at the time of discovery.
Trespass of what?
See how it's fled, Your Honor.
Is it house? Is it car? Did I miss something?
Your Honor, it just pled as being on the property. It doesn't specify the vehicle, so. The complaint just stated that the defendant was inside his property area.
Was there prior notice of him not to be there? Or, because I didn't hear you say anything about prior notice. I didn't hear anything about you saying,
Your Honor, it was just a residence, and in the case of a residence, notice is presumed, and he was.
no, we don't presume anything in the law, you know? I mean, we don't go based on hunches and read it to me again, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On November 24th, 2024, officer was dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in response to indecent exposure. The complainant stated he observed the defendant inside of his property without pants and underwear on. The complainant stated he observed the defendant dry hump the air and roll around on the dirt. The complainant also advised he observed the front driver's side door of his motor vehicle to be open and observed the credit card missing and in-car charger to be damaged. The defendant was the only person inside of the property at the time of discovery.
Yeah, I mean, there's no prior notice that he's not supposed to be there. You didn't say anything. You didn't say anything about he's
There's
trying
no
to.
statement as to without permission. The only thing is it is a residence, a residential area, Your Honor.
All right, I'm not going to find probable cause to go forward, Mr. McAlpin, but you're on notice now. If you go back to this place, they're going to probably arrest you. Do not go back to this place. Watch out what you're doing. You're on felony deferred for a very serious crime that can give you 10 years in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Behave yourself in the free world. And if you cannot, you're going to end up possibly 10 years. You understand?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Take a seat.
Thank you.
Joshua Pack.
Sir.
Good morning, sir. So you're charged with resisting arrest. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. There's a co-defendant in this case.
Yes, Judge, and
Stop. Just don't say anything. I know tensions run high. Just you know?
And the co-defendant
Shh.
it has an evading in court 13.
Do you have the cause number on that one?
Yes, Judge. One
What is
moment. Cause number is 253-9856.
Okay, so it looks like we've got the lower cause number. Did you get it? No, that's not right. Let me see.
It should be a JV on vids.
Okay, no, I didn't.
Yeah, it's 253-9856. So it looks like we got it. Okay, so Mr. Pack, we're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
Judge.
please.
On November 21st, 2024, the officer observed the co-defendant loitering at a gas station, not conducting business while on the patrol of the area, known to have frequent narcotics trafficking and gang activity in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed the co-defendant grabbing the waistband of his pants and clutching what appeared to be a pistol. And the officer approached the co-defendant and the occupant of the motor vehicle he was speaking to, informed the co-defendant he was going to be pat down. The co-defendant then evaded on foot for approximately 0.25 miles, where he was eventually detained. The defendant then ran up to the scene and was yelling at the officer, acting irate. The officer repeatedly had to instruct the defendant to give space for the investigation, and the defendant followed the officer on foot as the officer walked the co-defendant back to the gas station. The officer observed on surveillance the defendant to be carrying what appeared to be a handgun in his waistband and clutching it before passing it to another male. The officer went to pat down the defendant to ensure he was not still armed, and the defendant pulled his body away, stepped away, flailed his arms, and tensed his body. The officer was struck on the jaw by the defendant's flailing arms, and the officer performed a double leg takedown and instructed the defendant to stop resisting and give his arms. The defendant continued to tense his body and pull his arms away.
What was the under arrest for?
So they were attempting to perform a search at the time, a pat down for weapons because they observed him to have a firearm on surveillance.
Okay, all right, Mr. Pack, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm going to do it with my pen. I'm not going to put any conditions on your bond. Just be careful out there. You know, really, you're on bond for another case now. It's very possible that they use this against you. Got to be careful out there. The only condition I want you to have is just don't have contact with the co-defendant in this case. Okay, that's it. What do you do for a living?
I'm a refer. I just quit my job from driving truck.
Why? Why'd you quit?
I just had a son. I spent my son was born on my birthday, November 22nd. I spent it in here.
How you making money?
I started my own holiday service.
Do you have an income now?
Huh?
Do you have an income now?
I have enough to sustain, but I will need a lawyer.
Can you afford one? Let's do this. I'll have you fill out an application. I want to take a look at your financials. Be honest. Don't just put zeros because I'm going to send it back to you. And then I'll take a look. Okay? All right, man. Do you mind giving me an application? Just give me a second.
Right this way.
So what I do with my pen? I left my phone. So, hey, can you file no weapons and then no contact with the co-defendant on patch, please?
Yes, Judge.
Page 31.
You Perez Gabriel?
Sir.
Sir, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On November 21st, 2024, officers were informed of a street takeover set to take place at a restaurant depot parking lot located in Harris County, Texas. The officers conducted surveillance of the location in an undercover capacity and observed the defendant's motor vehicle enter the pit and conduct 15 to 20 donuts. The vehicle got within 10 to 20 feet of several parked occupied vehicles, and there were approximately 100 vehicles in the parking lots. The officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle after this incident, and upon contact, the defendant admitted to performing donuts in the parking lot.
Got it. Mr. Perez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license, sir?
Sir,
How old are you, sir?
19.
You are not allowed to participate in this kind of behavior again. And if I find that you do, the first thing I'm going to do is I will put you in jail. The next thing I will take your ability to drive away from you. Living in a city as big as Houston without the ability to drive blows. Trust me, don't do it. There are other places in Houston that you can partake in this type of action, not in the public. District attorneys have full power to seize and take cars from individuals who participate in this kind of behavior. And our legislature has made it very easy for them to seize and take cars from people who do this. And I've seen them do it. You like your car, they'll take it from you. So be careful how you behave. Do you understand?
Sir,
Tell me, what do you do for a living?
work at a mechanic shop right now.
What kind of money do you make?
600 a week.
What kind of car was he driving, Alex?
Driving. A Ford Mustang.
What year?
It just says a white Ford Mustang.
Can you run his license, please?
Yes, Judge.
Do you have liability insurance in your name?
Sir,
Then you are not allowed to drive.
sir,
Do you understand? Until I know that you have car insurance, I'm making it a condition of your bond that you're not to drive. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. I put someone in jail, not this past weekend, and made their bond extremely high because they violated this very same thing. Do you understand? Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, Mr. Perez? Did you want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, we are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. If you drove here, you may not drive home. Do you understand?
Sir. Is there any type of course or something I could take, maybe?
I can't give you legal advice. You need to get a lawyer, and the lawyer can advise you properly. The only thing I'm telling you now is do not drive until you have car insurance and you get approval from us. We'll be signing an affidavit with me today, so heed this warning. You won't get another one.
Sure.
You understand? Come on.
Was that also the mistake?
No, because I've got the affidavit. Just, you can go.
Next is page 33, Rojas. Alex.
You are Alex Rojas. Mr. Rojas, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. The complainant and the defendant are in a common law marriage, and on August 26, 2024, the officer responded to a family disturbance. The complainant and defendant were in a verbal argument because the defendant accused her of cheating, and the defendant pushed her on the left rib area, causing her to fall and causing pain to her left rib area. The defendant then retrieved a bottle of bleach and sprayed bleach on her several items, causing it to get on her face, shirt, and right arm, causing a painful burning sensation. The defendant then pushed her once more, causing her to hit her head against the door frame, causing pain and a laceration. The defendant then bit the complainant's right arm with his teeth.
Mr. Rojas, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. A protective order has been issued in this case. I would suggest that you get to know it. If you violate the protective order, it's very possible the state files an additional case against you, a violation of a protective order, and that is the capital murder of misdemeanors. You pick up a VPO, things will go sideways real quick. Do you understand? No contact means no contact in any way, and that's what I'm ordering you now. Don't be in possession of any weapons, and you shouldn't have weapons as it is. Do you understand? We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer, so I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box, so we'll get your bond conditions, we'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go.
Can I apply for a court appointment?
What do you do for a living?
I'm unemployed right now. I lost my job like 3 months ago
Why?
because they had shut down the company that I was working with.
So how are you eating now? How do you get
Do
money?
what I can on the side, cut yards, pressure wash, whatever comes up, but I don't think it's gonna be enough for a lawyer. I'm staying.
When are you going to get a job? I mean, have you not?
Fine. I'm just waiting to see if I get a call back from somebody.
All right, I'll have you fill out an application. I'll take a look at it. Mr. Rojas, heed this warning. Don't have any contact with this person. You understand? All right, please.
Yes, sir.
This way. Rollins, Bristol, page 34. Go ahead and sign it.
Is it Crystal Rollins?
Rollins, yes.
Ma'am, you charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On November 20th, 2024, the officer was dispatched in regard to an intoxicated driver. The caller stated the defendant's motor vehicle was failing to maintain a single marked lane and almost hit a wall and struck multiple curbs. The caller pursued the vehicle for approximately 5.36 miles before the officers arrived. Upon arrival, the officer made contact with the defendant, who stated she was sorry and advised she did not know where she was. The officer observed the defendant with unsteady balance and appeared disoriented. Standard field sobriety tests were performed, HGN 4 out of 6, and the defendant was unable to follow instructions on the walk and turn and refused to conduct the test. DICs were read but refused. Blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Okay, any priority to be honest?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Rollins, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
Yes,
Do you have liability insurance in your name?
yes.
Okay. Do you run a license? All right. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You understand?
Yes.
I'm not asking much. Just don't consume alcohol, illegal drugs. That's it. Now I see that you do have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but just stay in touch with Ms. Turner and she'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. For now, we'll just have you sign a reset, get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and then you're welcome to wait for your lawyer back. Okay,
Thank you.
please.
Right this way. Next judge is page 1, Ayella, come on up.
You are Walter Ayella. Do you speak English or no? Okay, Mr. Ayala, you're charged with driving while your license is suspended. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. The officer conducted a traffic stop after the defendant failed to move over or slow down while the officer was conducting a previous traffic stop. While running the defendant's license, the officer found the license was returned as not eligible, and the defendant had a previous conviction of DWI in 2003.
What was the stop?
He failed to move over or slow down while the officer was conducting a traffic stop.
All right, Mr. Ayala, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. You're not allowed to drive. Do not drive. If you want to drive, go get your license, get liability insurance. But until that point, you will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising you're not going to drive. I don't care what your excuse is. Do you understand? We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So first I'll have you come up here, swear test that you're not going to drive. I'll get you the Victoria sign a reset and then you're out of here. When you come back, let's have a lawyer, sir. Good morning, Ms. Beck. Ma'am, you're charged with two cases. You were charged with theft. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. If you cannot afford a lawyer be appointed to represent you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. The officer initiated a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas, after observing the co-defendant run a red light. When the officer approached, he noticed in plain view on the center console a bag of marijuana. The co-defendant was in the driver's seat and the defendant was the front passenger. The officer observed the defendant was not wearing a seatbelt and the co-defendant provided a false ID and was temporarily detained. During the PC search of the vehicle, the officer located additional marijuana and found unprescribed Adderall inside a fanny pack that the co-defendant had in possession. The officer ran the defendant's information and found she had an active warrant out of Perez County, and the defendant also admitted to having a gun in her purse. The defendant took ownership of the Adderall and marijuana found in the car. And for the theft,
Is she on bond in that case?
I think she's on bond for that one, yes.
No.
Over,
Was she on bond for the theft case and then she picked up a new case?
let me see, Ron.
No, it looks like it was
Doesn't
a
look like she
2B.
was, Your Honor. It was a
Yeah.
2B, Your Honor.
Was there a co-defendant on that, on this first, on the UCW?
Yes, Judge, he has a failed ID of this court.
Okay, what is the is that on today? No.
Or no, I'm sorry, it's on, or no, it's on today.
It's on page 23, Judge. Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna, so no contact with the co-defendant, and then we need to do PC on the theft because we haven't done that. All right,
So for the theft on March 11th, 2024, the officer is dispatched to a theft at a Walmart in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant, the loss prevention officer, who stated the defendant entered the business and it was accompanied by another black female. The defendant was observed placing merchandise inside a large bag and using other merchandise to cover the bag from the surveillance camera view as the defendant continued to conceal merchandise inside the bag. When the defendant was at the cashier checkout, the defendant was observed scanning some items at the checkout, but did not scan all of the merchandise. The defendant then walked past all points of sale without attempt to purchase further merchandise. The defendant was stopped, where the defendant was asked to return the merchandise, and the total was $121.31.
got it. All right, Ms. Beck, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward on both of your cases. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to go to any Walmart. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons. If I find that you violate either of these conditions, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand, man?
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
I work in a school. I work in a school.
The second degree felony that she picked up, the 4 to 200, was that the Adderall case?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using likewise, I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes.
What do you have an income? How do you support yourself, man?
I work and I go to school to be a surgical tech.
So do you have an income? What kind of money do you make a month?
3,500.
Okay, we're gonna reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I'm gonna first have you get a Victoria sign a reset. After that, you'll get with Felicia for bond conditions, and after that, you're free to go. You already have 3 open cases. You pick up another one, it's really not gonna go well, man. Just don't go to Walmart, don't use, and don't have any weapons. Did you guys want to add?
Your Honor, I was just wondering, are these state's conditions? or-
No, I'm gonna have her monitored because she has the open,
Yes,
ECS, so I'm ordering her not to use.
yes, Judge.
So don't worry about it. So did you get it? No contact with the co-defendant?
No contest, no remarks, no drugs, alcohol, right?
Yeah. All right. All right, Ms. Beck, good luck.
Back this way. Judge, on page 13, Stephanie is on Escobar.
Yeah, I'm not, do we have any more arraignments or is that it?
That's an arraignment.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that just yet, though. Are there any more?
That's the
What's,
last.
that was it? Okay. Stephanie,
Yes, Judge, good morning. Hello?
yeah, I'm here.
Hi, Judge, how are you?
Well, I'm great, but I'm not done with your guy getting another PR bond. You know, I don't know how and I don't know why they gave him another PR bond, but I mean, that's a 4th PR bond. I'm not done with that, you know?
Yes, Judge, and I understand. He was ready for a surety bond. We had the bondsman like ready.
I understand. And I have no idea why they gave him another PR bond, but I'm not done with it. So I'm just gonna take him in and then he can just bond out like everybody else. You know, but I can't
yeah.
continue to give someone PR bonds, you know? What was the last name again?
Guillermo Tovar.
Page 13.
Yeah, the case is 550 days old. It's just one PR bond after the other. I'm not done with that. So I guess we'll just take him in and then just,
I mean, Judge, can we do any bond conditions that you would feel comfortable, like him being monitored or ankle monitor or?
we've done that, been there, done that, you know? So it just,
Okay,
I don't know. I'll take him back. I'll let you talk to him and see where we go from here. I don't know. Come up.
okay, yes, Judge, I will.
All right. Okay. Vas a ir allá con él. Hi, Lori. Good morning. All right, come up, Mr. Shelby. What are we doing with Mr. Shelby?
We got a new chief. They haven't evaluated it yet. So they're asking for another reset to evaluate to see if they can make it without the complainant.
Caleb Jones.
You all right?
You all right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm not happy with you, Mr. Shelby. Why am I not happy with you? Therein lies the problem. You don't even know what kind of bond conditions you have, and it's your second bond violation. What, am I supposed to let you go again? No, I'm not going to do that. We asked you, and you have a very serious case. We asked you to conform with these bond conditions, and you can't, and you have not. So what am I supposed to do?
His thing has been charged since I spoke to him. When did I first speak to you? After?
Today.
No, I spoke to you like right after Thanksgiving and told you you had to keep your ankle monitor charged, didn't I?
Yes,
Has it
ma'am.
been charged since then?
Yes, ma'am.
Why wasn't it charged on the 24th of November? Are you homeless?
No.
Do you have access to an outlet?
Yes, ma'am.
Then why wasn't it charged on the 24th
I
of
was,
November?
I was late.
Late where?
Felicia,
Yes, Judge.
is this device operational right now?
Yes, it's operational right now, but it just keeps hitting 1%. And it states here from our case manager that we've like over and over again repeated to charge the device. But it keeps hitting 1% consistently. I see tons of notifications here where it's charge device, charge device, charge device, please charge the device. Come to the office if you're having issues, charge the device. They're quite expensive.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but you're not complying with the bond conditions, Mr. Shelby. I let you out of jail. I asked you to do one thing and you're not doing it. You've already failed me once. Am I supposed to let you go again?
Yes, sir, yeah.
No, that's not the right answer. You're not charging your device. It goes with you. Lori, we're talking a bit. Talking a bit. Hey, Will,
Rollins,
man, it's
Crystal?
like 10:10. I feel like I'm beat the hell already.
First day back, you're used to it.
Tell me. Hi, Will.
On docket, Romeo, last name hyphenated Romeo Javier.
Tell me what's up.
It's an older case I was appointed to at our last setting. We're either supposed to be doing a plea or setting for trial today. State made an offer of time served one, dismissed the other. If we do restitution on the FSGI, which my client has agreed to, he just needs a week or two to get $250 together for restitution. And then we can come back and plea.
Yeah, Judge, so we already had a deferred offer and restitution as part of the deferred offer. Council just asked me today if we would consider doing county time instead. And, you know, and then we talked about that and I just said.
I mean, it's 1,100 days old. I'll give you a week, but if he doesn't have it done in a week, if he doesn't have it completely paid off, then he's got to do it through deferred. I'm not going to take a time served if someone is owed money. It's not fair. We're going to get that money for the alleged complaining witness. That's it. So we'll either do it through trial or however, but I want the guy should be paid or girl should be paid back. So a week, and then are you going to nolly it in a week, or what are you doing?
No, so it will lead to one. It'll be time served on one in exchange for dismissal. on the-
Romero Javier,
So long as he. pays.
come up.
And it's only $250, Judge.
Thank you.
Council, will we set?
What are you doing with yourself these days, Mr. Romero Javier?
I couldn't hear you. What was that?
What are you doing with yourself these days?
Get better, so I'm trying to find a job. You know what I'm saying? Get back on my feet.
You're still not working.
Now, not fully, but I do side jobs here and there. I go to Home Depot.
You have a week to get this money.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Understand? If don't, then I'm going to put you to trial. That's it. Your case is 1,100 days old. There's absolutely no excuse. 1 week. All right, well.
Okay, thank you, Judge. We got to see.
Can you go ahead and print out the restitution bill so they have it today? Do you mind, please?
I'll print it out.
Okay, well,
Another
what
case
else?
set for trial tomorrow.
Okay,
So I think Rochelle, talked to State about it. We're all ready to go.
wonderful.
However,
I'm itching to go to trial.
I may have to ask for continuance. My client's not paid me yet. And this has never happened before, so I'm not really sure. I filed a motion to withdraw way back when, because I couldn't get a hold of her. She got in touch with me, started paying me again, so we set up a trial. But she has since not been able to, she doesn't have half the fee.
She's got to be here tomorrow. Let her know that it's never good to be in that. Is she here now?
She'll be here tomorrow.
Okay, let her know it's never good to be in that position. I mean,
A file a continuance
have you had a continuance before?
on this case.
You get one, and that's it, right? So being that it's set for trial, it's withdrawal.
That's what.
But, right, but not when it's set for trial, right? I will give one and you get one crack, right? That's it. So once it gets burned.
And you not consider a motion of withdrawal?
It's set for trial.
I understand.
No. but it's not a big deal, really. If you want one, you can have it, but that's it, right? Let this person know that I'm not happy with them. I guess we'll see, order panel regardless, so that we're ready, you know?
I will 100% be filing a motion for continuance.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all still want to do a panel or not, but I'm sorry, I hate to do this last minute. I mean, we've been prepping.
Will, don't worry about it. Relax. You're cool. But that's it though. It's one. Okay? Okay, for sure.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, bud. John D. Hey, happy Monday.
You too, sir.
Who do you got, buddy?
Young Mr. Cuellar or Cuellar, Cuellar, Judge. He was supposed to come back today with proof that he's been working on his GED. I had a conversation with him. He's kind of looked online. He doesn't have any physical proof. I told him that, hey, you need to get something. Otherwise, he's gonna have to come up here and explain to you. And that's where we are.
All right, give me a second and I'll bring him up here. Good morning, Mr. Cuellar. What have you been doing with yourself?
I've been trying to apply for jobs and I've been getting my applying for a GED.
What have you done for your GED?
I've been looking into one online, but I have to get my ID first in order to get that, to get the job. I have an appointment for my ID this week. I don't have any physical proof.
I'm giving you a week. You must have your ID and proof signed up. I'm sending you now for a drug test right now as well. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, Mr. Cuellar. I'm not going to play this game with you. Do you understand me? You're going to do this one way or the other. Even if we have to do it the hard way, we will. Do you understand? I'm giving you a week. I want you to show me what you have done in a week. Do not come here with any kind, without proof, because it's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Take a seat. I'm sending him for a drug test now. Hey.
I spoke with the state. They got to talk to their chief about whether or not they're going to dismiss it because they can't talk it out. But she told me to put it on for the end of the week.
Okay.
The state. So are you going to keep him? Or
Can you bring Mr. Shelby out, please? Lori, if it ever hits 1% again, I'm ordering him as a condition of his bond to have it over 1%. And if I find that it hits 1% again, then I'm going to take it. And that's it.
he said he was only charging it once a day, and I told him right before he went to bed, and I told him you need to charge it 3 times a day.
I don't know how often you got to charge.
I don't know either, but if I say 3 times a day, it'll be fine.
You only need to charge it once a day for a minimum of an hour to keep it at a good battery percentage. And then if he's having any trouble, he's more than welcome to always go over to pretrial services and we can get it checked out.
Okay.
If it's malfunctioning in some
Whoa.
sort, but we.
When he comes out, tell him. He needs to hear
I can send them over
this.
there, they can read over all the instructions.
Okay, I think that would be good.
You need to understand one thing, Mr. Shelby. You don't have anyone that's going to pony up any kind of money to get you out. So when you go to jail, that's where you stay. Do you understand? Yes or no?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
I am now ordering you to have your ankle monitor over 1% charged. And if it hits a dead battery again, so will your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
What did I just say?
Keep your charge.
You must charge this thing 1 hour every single day.
Yes, sir.
What did I just say?
Keep it charged every day.
No, that's not what
No,
he
that's
said.
not what I said. You have to charge your ankle monitor for 1 hour every single day.
1 hour every single day.
What happens if you don't?
I go to jail.
Amen.
Correct. I will not play this game again. 3 strikes, you're out. And I don't care who is in here arguing on your behalf. I will not play this game with you again.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Lauren.
All right, Mr. Shelby.
Dan.
All right, Judge, next is. Page 24, Lopez, come on up, Luis Lopez.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Lopez. Do you have a lawyer today?
No, sir. I was actually gonna ask for a court-appointed lawyer or application because my landscaping company is slowed down and I had to go get me another job at
Good.
Ollie's. They're
Great.
paying me $11.50 an hour, but I'm only putting in 40 hours and they're paying me bi-weekly, so I can't really afford a free world lawyer.
So you are Luis Lopez, right?
Yes, sir.
So you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is your 6th, 7th case. How many appointed lawyers have you gotten on all those cases?
I've had a court-appointed lawyer for all of them. That's because I wasn't looking for a job and I was in custody fighting my cases.
Time. I will give you time, but you're working. It's time for you to pull your weight. We don't give out lawyers like it's just candy on Halloween, You got to be, poverty to qualify. The federal poverty guideline to qualify for an appointed lawyer. If you're working full-time and you got 2 jobs, we will give you time, but it's time.
Part-time job. They gave me part-time right now.
So you need to start. Why aren't you working full-time?
Because they said that I gotta start off part-time before I start full-time.
And get another job. But it's time, man. I mean, I don't have unlimited resources here. I have very, very limited resources here. I work for the county, right? And if I get a person here who's got a bunch of kids and she's, I don't have unlimited lawyers to give. I have a very limited lawyer, and if I give one to you, I may not be able to give one to another person who is unable to work. You know what I mean? So we'll give you time. Your case is 60 days old now. And have you spoken to any lawyers now?
I spoke to lawyers. The one that I talked to was mostly $1,000 down. And
So you talked to a lawyer?
No, I called a few places. That was the cheapest one.
Okay.
Other people want $5,000.
99% of lawyers around here will put you on a payment plan if you ask. A couple $100. They'll take the case, they'll start working it for you, and you get on a payment plan as you go. You also don't have to accept one thing. You negotiate with them like anything in life, right? It's like buying a car. When you buy a car in life, you don't go to a Ferrari, you don't go to Bentley when you're first starting out. You go to what you can afford. It's the same thing with a lawyer. And you may have to call 10, you may have to call 15, but it's time to work it out. You are able-bodied, you can work full-time. It's done. All right, come on.
Judge, that's it.
Money. Hi, Mac. How are you?
Morning, sir. I have Mr. Keener here for a plea.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Keener, come on up. Thank you.
Your name's
You are Christopher Keener. Mr. Keener, you're charged with assault of a family member. You have entered into, or you've worked out an agreement where they're offering you a 12-month deferred. This is a type of probation that if you successfully complete it, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. You need to understand that there's still an affirmative finding though, meaning that if you pick up another case like this, they can file a felony on you and you're looking at a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. Shh. This doesn't have to be a drag down, knock down. As long as you take someone's arm and squeeze it and it hurts, that's enough that they can file a felony charge on you. So you need to be careful out there. This deferred, for you to complete it successfully, you must complete a BIP, a batter's intervention prevention program, which is an 18-week program that you must attend once a week for 18 weeks. You must do 30 hours of community service and a $100 donation to the Houston Area Women's Center. Do you understand? Do you have children? I think that we would probably be better served instead of the 30 hours of community service to do a parenting class as opposed to the 30 hours, you know?
Objection.
I think that that would serve you a lot better than just out there mindless work, actually learning something, because that's what this is about. So that you learn something so that when you're faced in a situation where you have a lack of patience or your patience is worn thin, and whether you have children or you have a wife and you have a stressful situation, you learn how to manage it instead of letting loose, because you won't come here anymore. From now on, if it happens, you're going to graduate to felony status. You understand? You're giving up the right to a trial. Shh. Right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen or possible immigration consequence, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you are stuck with us until you complete it, or if you get revoked. If you do something to violate this agreement, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. I will put you in jail, and you're looking at an entire year. Do you understand? Do you still want to do this? How do you plead to the offense of assault of a family member? I will not find you guilty. I'm going to withhold that for a year. I will make you a deal. If you do well, you're nice to everybody. Do all your classes on time. I'll take you off in half the time. If you just patience, everybody in custody now, no self-control. They get upset, they wig out without thinking of consequence. That's why we have so many people in there. Self-control. You understand? All right. All right, so I will have you meet with Shatoria. We'll get you done with the conditions and then best of luck to you, okay? All right, guys.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
For sure. Take care.
I wanted to make
Hi,
sure.
how are you?
Fantastic. You have a good day? Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's great. No. Shh. Okay. Are we doing something today with the case?
Judge, we had a bond violation report.
Oh. What's the last name again?
Bijarro.
Bijarro, come up. Oh, does he speak, you speak English? Wow. You were charged with this DWI, and in this DWI, we have a dead body, right? Now, Mr. Bijarro has bond violations, and in this violation report, I have here that you are consuming alcohol and that you're going out in the middle of the night. Am I wrong?
Well, on the GPS issue, Judge, I mean, he left 2 minutes before he was heading to work, 2 minutes prior to.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to ding someone for going to work, but
Sure.
if you're consuming alcohol, I have a real problem.
And that's why we're here. And I've, he's been on conditions since April, and there's no excuse, made a terrible decision. I have been on him since I found out about this last week.
I get it, but when I have a dead body, I have a real problem with that. And I can't just let it go unnoticed. It's unacceptable. I'm sorry, counsel, but I'm not going to let you go. You stay with me. I'm now going to revoke your bond. I mean, do you, anything you wanted to add?
Nothing, Judge, just we'll get a
Steph?
response.
Yeah, no. All right, let's do the switch. It's unacceptable. I told you there was absolutely no tolerance. I have here that you're consuming alcohol. You need to know. No, you'll stay with me now. I'm revoking your bond. The bond is set at what?
It was $100.
Yeah, all right. 5,001?
5,001?
Yeah, And then, where are we going with this case?
We're set next week, Judge. I have.
Okay.
I have another discussion tonight and I'm with my current investigator. Hopefully by the end of the week, I will let you. And you know whether it's gonna be an upgrade or whether.
Your dad's Mr. Leaper too, right?
That's right, Judge.
Yeah, okay, so are you listed as a junior?
I'm the third.
Third?
Yes, sir.
Whoa. Yeah, I like your dad. He's real nice.
Not well, health-wise.
What?
Parkinson's, cancer.
Oh, man. I like your dad a lot. He's a great guy. He really is. And tell him I'm sorry. It sucks, you know. I guess just keep me in the loop.
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Leaper, I'm not gonna go nuts. I mean, we'll just set 5,001, which is what we do normally, issues like this, and then I'm sure that he's gonna bond out here. But bond conditions will continue, and please advise him now that if he violates again, I will go nuts this time.
Order in the court.
Sure.
Right, step forward. This is Malachi Short, Your Honor. It's a fugitive case.
Judge, good morning.
Happy Monday.
Isn't it?
Mr. Kim, happy Monday. So we have here Mr.
Shorts.
Mr. Shorts. Good morning,
This
Mr.
is,
Shorts.
I'm sorry?
Morning. What's going on with Mr.
Extradition, a waiver.
There's two shorts. This is M short with an M.
We have two shorts. That's all. All right, so it looks like Mr. Shorts, you're wanted out of Louisiana for bank fraud and attempted theft. Are you waiting formal extradition, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, man, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks. There is one more waiver. Did you, okay, who has the other waiver?
It's a female.
Can I do it now?
Yeah. bring her.
So I'll stand
This is Miss Arthur, Your Honor, for a waiver.
Good morning, Miss Arthur. Ma'am, you were wanted out of the state of Oklahoma for taking and receiving stolen credit card and unauthorized use of a credit card. Are you waiving formal extradition? Okay, great. All right, we wish you the best of luck. Easy. Josh.
Judge, we were reset for to update you on the GED status. I've got first one is Booker.
Okay, how's Booker doing?
Yes, so she's taking some screenshots. She's reached out to this company and they're supposed to be sending her orientation information about it's getting started with her text messages. They didn't give a time frame. I was looking through, but she did. Just said this, that we'll be reaching out to you to schedule an orientation and give a specific date on it.
Booker, come up. Good morning. What have you done for your GED, ma'am?
I had my cousin send me some online classes that she used to take. One, I did information. I filled it out, whatever, but I'm waiting back to hear from online orientation because I did the virtual classes. I've been out of work since the last court date, so I've been looking for jobs.
I smell alcohol. Can you smell that?
But yeah, it's at least 2, 3. I sent over to my attorney, of the screenshots and everything. And also I have text message updates to let me know like when they'll call me.
They're not going to sit here and call you. And no, it doesn't work like that. You have to take the initiative, Ms. Booker.
But I'm just letting you know.
So what's the next step?
Well, I still have to figure out money issue.
No. Hey, what's the classes that we have for free? GED? Yeah. No, we're giving you a list of classes today that you can use for free. And I want you to sign up. We'll set your case off for a week and I want to see that you've signed up in a week. Do you understand? Okay, you got a week. All right, Josh. And I'm going to give you paperwork for the free classes that you can do. There's no excuse. Do you understand? Okay, see you in a week. Josh, you got someone?
Ms. Vasquez.
Okay.
Leslie Vasquez.
Same thing?
So she sent me, the screenshot shows the registration and she made payment and is registered for the GED course.
Great. When is it?
So I think she's already started it actually, but
She here?
she is, yes.
Ms. Vasquez, come up.
She had screenshots from the portal where they log in.
Okay. Ma'am, just hang tight.
Go ahead and finish this.
Okay.
So you signed up?
Yeah.
Great job. Where are you at now?
Right now, it's, what's it called?
Orientation.
Yeah, it's orientation. Well, I've been doing like 4 hours every day since.
I'm
the
so
last
proud of you.
course.
That's great. Great job. Fantastic. Okay, so look, we'll give you a couple more weeks. I'm proud of you. That's great. Just keep up the good work. You know, once you do that, that makes everything so much better, really. All right, so we'll give you a couple more weeks. Just get it done, and that way you can roll out of here with it. Okay? All right, man.
Is
Great
this you
job.
think you'll finish soon? or-
Yeah, I mean.
No, it's just orientation, because then you still got to go through the whole.
Yeah,
So you want us
it's
to like
the
in 2
whole
weeks?
process.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a brand new case here recently. Do you want us to do a normal reset or do another?
No, I want to make sure that we stay on top of it. So 2 weeks, let's see what you've done, okay? Just keep it up. You're doing great. Okay? All right, thanks, guys.
All right, come on up, Mr. This is the other short.
Good morning, Mr. Shorts. How's jail?
How you doing today?
How's jail? Are you having fun? Why don't you come back?
I forgot the court date. I forgot.
Say that again?
He forgot the court
The
date.
court, I forgot the court date.
So if we let you out now, how do we know you're not going to forget again?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Where you living?
South Park, about Burger King, then jail department.
In
Order in the court,
Sunnyside,
please.
he lives at
Yeah,
Sunflower
Sunnyside.
Apartments with his brother.
Who do you live with?
My brother, him out. Same apartment. Home one ten.
Mr. Shorts, your lawyer is asking for me to let you out. But I have to know that if I let you out, you're going to come back.
No, just don't come back.
I'm not going to play this game again. If you take off on me again,
I'll come back again.
you will go back to jail. You now know no one is going to bond you out. So if you don't come back, you will be stuck like Chuck in there until we're done.
Sure.
Do you understand?
Sure.
If I let you out, you're going to come back.
Sure.
Okay, I won't do this again. You understand?
Sure.
I've given you a lawyer. All you have to do is stay in contact with Shreya, and she'll tell you when you got to come back and what you got to do.
Sure.
No more. Okay, all right, Shreya. So,
On conditions?
yeah, who's the complaining? Tell me about the case, will you, Alex, please?
So in this case, it states that the complainant is the defendant's brother and their.
Wonderful.
No.
Your Honor, it's the brother's girlfriend.
Let me clarify. I think what he meant to say was that it was the brother's girlfriend from 2021 who no longer lives there.
Okay,
And at
wonderful.
the time, they were in the same household. Your Honor. And the defendant spit in the complainant's face and hit her in the face with open hand causing pain.
Okay.
And Your
Have
Honor,
you been able,
I was about to tell you, we're still attempting to get in contact with the complainant. We haven't been able to. And the investigator was in task on it. Yes.
all right, so Mr. Shorts, don't have any contact with this person and don't have any weapons.
Yes, sir.
Come back. Good things happen if you come back. You understand? Okay, all right, Shreya. So
Thank you,
just-
Judge.
those are conditions. He can't leave until he signs it anymore.
Yes, Judge, he's
right.
back there.
Was it a PR bond?
I'm gonna reinstate.
So whenever I'll sign,
All
take
right,
what I.
Mr. Shorts, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, come on.
Can you file that, Alex, please? Just no contact, no weapons. Anna. Hey,
I'm here on Hunter. He's on today's docket.
Is he in custody or on bond?
He's on bond.
Okay.
If you'll recall, he was here last Tuesday for arraignment. You sent him for a drug test. We rolled him to Wednesday to get the results. And you wanted to speak to him today based on the results of that drug test.
What were the results?
He came
Oh,
back
the meth.
THC,
And
meth, and hydrocodone, I believe.
Mr. Hunter, come up.
It was that.
Oxycodone, I'm sorry. It was one of the codones.
And meth.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Yes.
No more. I'm now going to drug test you like crazy. And the next time you test positive, I will keep you. And if you continue, I can have a contempt hearing, hold you contempt, slap you with 180 days, probate it for 2 years, and put you in a rehab facility. And I will do it in a heartbeat to get you clean. Do you understand? No more using. What are you doing with yourself these days? Where are you working? You working full time? Okay, stay on it. No more using. Do you understand? I'm going to test you on Thursday. I'm going to bring you back on Thursday and I'm going to test you. If I find that you continue to use, you test positive again, it's not going to go well. I will give you a pass on the marijuana for 45 days. If you test positive after 45 days, it tells me that you continue to use. Likewise, it will not go well. Do you understand? Okay. All right, Anna.
See you Thursday, Judge. Thank you.
Look,
May we excuse?
Mr. Lockridge, come on up. Can you print out Mr. Lockridge's dismissal? Sir, your case has been dismissed. You're free to go. Give me a second. We'll give you a dismissal, okay? Hey, be safe out there. Be careful, all right? Okay, please. Hey, Morgan. So I'd like to do PC on this case. This is that stash house.
Yes, we're actually talking to Nathan about that right now.
Nathan.
Yes, sir.
This is a very, it's a first for me.
Okay.
A stash house.
Yeah,
Have you seen this before?
I have, but not for a long time.
And I gotta understand.
I'm looking it up right now.
Why is it's not higher up? It's
No,
not
most
like
staff
feds?
houses are misdemeanors. It's strange. Most staff houses are. I teach at the police academy. That's why I know.
Okay, we have to do probable cause. And, you know,
I'm looking at, I'm gonna try and find the pleading itself right now.
okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it. What was his name again?
So it's called, I think it's Adolfo on there, but it's Anulfo.
That's right. Mr. Martinez, come on up. Okay. Shh. All right, Mr. Martinez, you were charged with operating a stash house. I wanted to make sure that your lawyer was here when we did probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Here we go.
Yes, sir. On November 24th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to an apartment in Harris County, Texas. The officer located 5 adult complainants locked in bedroom while conducting welfare check. The officer observed the defendant to be the sole person in the apartment, not locked in the bedroom. The officer determined the apartment to be under the control of the defendant, and all complainants gave similar statements and stated they were held in the locked bedroom without the ability to come and go freely. The complainants were all found to be in possession of identifying documents, but cell phones had been taken away. The complainants stated if they needed to leave the bedroom, they had to knock on the door and be led through the apartment, sometimes with a bag over their head, by one of 2 males in charge. The defendant stated he lives at the location with another male, but does not know the other male very well.
Okay, whoa. So the defendant says that he lives
At that location.
at the location,
But he does not know the second male. that also lives at the location.
Does it know him well or does it?
No, no.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Yes. And the defendant denied knowing the 5 people in the apartment. Instead, they were dropped off in the morning and that he did not know who dropped them off. The defendant was found with approximately $6,000 on his person, and the officer observed the door where the complainants were to be unable to be locked or unlocked from the inside, only able to be locked from the outside. The room where the complainants were found was free of any furniture, with no mattresses on the floor, and only 3 pillows and multiple blankets. Officers also found a large sheet of plywood covering the window and no working light bulbs. The officer observed a desk in the dining area with 4 envelopes with names in 3,600 written on them containing cash, a total of 11,200. Officers also found a brown wooden baseball bat on the desk with the envelopes.
If I may, Your Honor. So my understanding is that I guess the code says that he has to own the property or rent it, but he was actually renting a room from the guy that lived at that apartment. So he had only paid 1 month of rent to the guy and was going on his 2nd month. He, from my understanding, didn't know who those people were. They had gotten dropped off that morning and he hadn't left for work yet, was my understanding, that day when the officers showed up. And that's all I know from what I gathered. But he had been living there and there hadn't been people there until that morning when they arrived, that the officers then arrived at the home.
Did the officers interview him at all?
Interview the defendant?
Uh-huh.
Yes, Your Honor, and that's whenever he told them that he lived at the location, but did not know the person very well, and that he did not know the 5 people inside. And the officer found them locked in a bedroom, but he denied knowing who they were.
So it says here, person commits an offense if the person knowingly, 1, uses or permits another to use any real estate, building, room, tent, vehicle, boat, or other property owned by the person or under the person's control to commit an offense or to facilitate the commission of an offense under.
Which is, Judge, those other sections are smuggling or trafficking.
Right. Or rents or leases any property to another, intending that the property be used as subdivision 1.
Which would be him allowing them to use the property for such commission of alleged offense, but it wasn't his. I guess my issue is that it wasn't his property. He was not on the renting or.
And Your Honor, the officers found him to be under the property to be under his control, as they found him to be the only person on the premises at that time, not locked in the bedroom. So yeah, that's why it was the officer's conclusion that he was in control of the property at the time.
What evidence do we, Nathan, what evidence do we have that he knows the persons are being trafficked or being held?
Well, in these cases, typically, Judge, somebody's not going to come out and say, I
Right.
know everybody's being trafficked in this room. It's going to be a matter of circumstances, the totality of circumstances, I would say, to make that out. And I believe, Judge, based upon the information that we have, that we're at least there for probable cause standard.
And if I may, I did go ahead and read the entire dim summary, and the complaining witnesses that were found in the home did describe 2 individuals, none of which meet the description of my client. They said one of them was a young male with glasses, and an older man with a white beard is what the two individuals told the officers.
And Your Honor, in the full dims, the complainant one described the.
So hold on a second, because that, are you telling me that the people who are held captive are saying that it's another two people who are acting?
There was, Your Honor, there was a description given, older with gray hair, a round face and a beard, and the officer observed the description given to fit the physical description of the defendant. So there was a description given by the complainant and the officer observed it to match the defendant.
Well, the time he got arrested, he didn't have a beard. So because the mugshot doesn't show a beard, so I would assume. I mean, I would have to see what they said. I just don't think it's.
I think he's there, he's alone, there's $11,000. I mean.
The other thing too is, Judge, it's my understanding based upon ADA Farmer's recent, I guess, knowledge of the statute that it's modified to felonies in some cases, which we may be refining this case as a felony. I always try to warn, I'll just say less experienced defense attorneys when you're doing an ultimate probable cause argument. Sometimes it comes back worse when you go to the felonies, which I think may happen with that case. That last criminal incident that's early.
Be careful what you wish for.
So the statute has changed. I haven't seen what the statute says now, but it.
Are you telling me that it changes? Does it change January 1st?
It looks like there was an amendment in February. It's still in our system, under our proceedings. It's still looking like a class A misdemeanor, but when you read the Texas Penal Code under section 20.07, it is a third-degree felony, and that was amended in February.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Under 2026. All right, so Mr. Martinez, I am going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to engage in this behavior, not to be in possession of any weapons. If you pick up a new case, if I find you with a weapon, if you engage in this type of behavior, I will put you in jail. I will not give you any more PR bonds. I don't know what your status in this country is, but if you're in this country without permission and you go to jail and immigration finds you while you are in custody, they will put an immigration detainer on you and you will be stuck in custody until the case is over with and then shipped off to immigration. You are on notice now that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my county. I don't care who, what, when, where, but if I find that you're a public danger, then I will put you in custody. Do you understand? You have a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with counsel, and they will tell you when you have to come back to court. If they tell me that they are unable to reach you because you're not responding to phone calls, text messages, likewise, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. No more PR bonds for you, sir. So we'll just have him sign the bond conditions and then he's free to go with you.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. And so for what it's worth, it is now a third-degree felony. So I don't know how it's still a class A at this moment. So
Correct. Let me.
that is charged as an A versus a third degree.
Correct. Let me look into that.
So yeah, okay. All right, sir. Do not leave, Roberto. If you can tell him, don't leave until he signs bond conditions, please. And then if you can follow those, please.
And just to clarify, no engaging in like behavior and
no weapons, right? Yeah. And no going back to this particular house.
Yes.
Connor, you ready? Come on. Okay, do you have a plea?
Yes.
I'm ready when you are. All right, Mr. Sprog, you're charged with indecent exposure. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you a 12-month deferred. This is the type of probation that if you successfully complete it, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. And I'm going to tell you that this is extremely important for you because this is the type of offense where a second conviction requires a 10-year registration requirement under Chapter 62, which is, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And I'm
Yes,
telling you,
Judge.
when you have to register under this chapter, it is a very, very difficult thing to maintain.
Yes, Judge.
As part of the agreement, you must do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them. You will do no drugs, no alcohol, 10 hours of community service, $100 donation to the Houston Area Women's Center, and no threatening or harassing, threatening, or abusive contact with
Samaya and Sarge.
If you violate this agreement, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to bring you back out and we are going to talk about whether you violated this agreement. If you did, you're looking at 180 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
So you're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you enter into this agreement, you are stuck with us until you complete it or unless you get revoked. The way that you behaved while you were on bond for this case is unacceptable. And if you think that you're going to do the same thing while you're on probation, just got to be careful. Do you understand?
Really quick, on bond, he was compliant. It was the only reason he missed court was because of my mistake.
But you need to know. I mean, it is your responsibility to also know, right? It's, we rarely close, you know, we're always open like Costco, man, you know?
All right, yes, Judge.
That's why I'm not putting you into custody now. Otherwise, right, you would be staying with us. What do you do with yourself these days?
Contract work, but since my boss is retiring, I'm actually looking for steady income instead. So applying for everything.
So are you actually working now as what?
Yeah, just been helping with the fences, most all those fences going down, just building fences.
It's a great occupation. I'll tell you what, fencing, you can make a ton of money. If you do a good job, you put your heart, soul into it, you do well, your name will spread like wildfire. And I'm telling you, building fences, it's crazy expensive. I mean, who knew? Right. So you can, if you do well, you can make a lot of money, you know? So what kind of income do you have now?
At the moment, not too much because my boss is retiring, which is why I was looking for actual steady income, honestly, because my boss was the one that was helping me out a bunch, but he's hitting 75 and he's kind of done with it, you know, so.
Okay, so you can reduce it to the minimum. Okay, so how do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty. I
will not find you guilty. I'll withhold that for 12 months. If you do well, if you get everything done quick, I'll take you off in half the time as a reward. We want you to do well. And if you do well, get everything done and you're nice to everybody, I'll take you off in half the time. All right? Okay, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Connors. Hey. Good morning.
Yeah.
No. All right. I'm sorry to keep you waiting, John.
Judge, may I bring up Mr. Celestino and his mom, Judge? This is an off docket. This is the one that you told us we can come back this week. He's the one that you put a curfew and he works during the curfew hours. Hold on before you can just come up.
He's already, it's okay. Come on up. Mama.
Judge, we have an interpreter here because she doesn't.
That's okay.
Judge, you know, I asked mom to come because, you know, she knows about his work schedule. He's talked to his, He's talked to his supervisor. They just don't have any other time slots for him to work except for the second shift, which is from 3 in the afternoon until sometimes 2 or 3 at night. And I've talked to Mom. She's assured me that that's where he is, that's where he works. She can vouch for it, she can help monitor. But he just needs to get back to work. Because they rely on some.
What is your cause number? Do you mind?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Judge. It is 251.
Okay.
7372, Judge.
Thank you so much for coming. Mom, thank you for coming. The problem I have is that he's charged with a very serious offense. He's young. And while he's on bond for this case, he's continued to mess up. It's not the first time I've brought him back here for violating conditions of his bond. He has had bond violations in that he's continuing to mess up. And it scares me to let a 17-year-old out at 3 in the morning because I don't know what's going on at 3 in the morning and it's hard for me to monitor. So how do I know he's not going to be out there consuming alcohol at 3 in the morning? That's what scares me.
Finish talking to your mom.
So a lot of people tell me that they're doing one thing, and then when they leave and they go out the doors, they do something completely different. And so that's why it scares me. What he's charged with, he's continued to have violations while he's on bond, and now he wants me to let him out at 3 in the morning. I understand he's saying he's working, but
Él tiene que pagar biles
He has bills to pay.
y yo voy a estar monitoreándolo. Él sale a las 3 de la tarde y sale a las 2 de la mañana.
He leaves at 3 p.m. and finishes at 2 a.m.
Yo entro a mi trabajo a las 3 de la mañana y salgo a las 2 de la tarde. Yo lo
I
llevo al
go to my work
trabajo
at 3 a.m. and finish at 2, so I take him to work.
y alguien, yo hablo con su compañero del trabajo y él me trae a esa hora.
And I speak with a coworker of his that then brings him to back home. Where?
Y él no se va a ir para ningún lado porque yo hablo con el muchacho que lo lleva a la casa y me dice que ya está ahí en la casa.
He won't go anywhere else. I speak with his coworker and he lets me know whenever he's brought him home. And he won't go anywhere else.
Ms. Siegler, are you familiar with this? Can I? What?
Probably not familiar with it.
Right. So what we have here is we have a young 17-year-old with the DWI, right? He's on bond. The case is old. I mean, what are we doing anyways?
The problem is, he's a .18, and we're trying to get all the mitigation stuff in. I think.
He's a .18 and he's a 17-year-old?
And so we got to get that mitigation in. You won't accept the time served, so about a mitigation or probation. So I'm trying to get that in as fast as I can. Nathan has already told me that there's already a quitting clock, so I'm trying to get that ASAP. I turn them around as fast as I can.
I don't want to be blamed for not taking a time served. If he wants to take a time served, then he can take a time served. But you need to understand is that when you plead guilty, it stays with you for the rest of your life.
I will explain that.
I never think it's a good idea at 17-year-old to potentially shut a door when you have the ability, if you're granted entry into this program, to try to get this dismissed. A lot of people take a half-assed approach to things in life. When you take a half-assed approach, you get that same kind of result.
So you say it's a program?
When you plead guilty to an offense, you can never undo that. You're stuck with it for the rest of your life. And when you get a conviction on your record, it's going to hurt you. So
I'm basing that on what a pretty much state standard rec on a first time DWI check. And, you know, I mean, there's only three options. There's time service, probation, you know, PTI clock is running not only because the case is getting older, it's because I haven't been telling. So that done in the last week, within the next couple of weeks. If that's gonna be around. Now, I haven't talked to him about the other one. You just did because when I talked to you before, you indicated to me that you were able to go down that path. So that means this is new news that you're reconsidering, and if that's the case, I'll certainly talk.
it's just, look, they have this program. It's a diversion program. If you're granted entry into it and you complete it successfully, the case gets dismissed. Your case is old and it's time to make a decision. If you want to do it, then that's what you got to do. If you want to take the easy way out, I'm happy that you can do that as well. It's up to you guys, but you need to make a decision. The reason we're here now is because he wants to be out in the middle of the night working, right? But, you know, it's a DWI and we have a positive blow, or we have a bond violation report from about 2 weeks ago where he tested positive for alcohol. So that's why I'm scared to just let him out in the middle of the night. When he got this bond violation 2 weeks ago, was he working in the middle of the night?
He's been working. He's been working. I mean, and not particular incident, Judge, I don't know, but he's been working for a while. So, and I think he mentioned to me that it was a really bad choice when you were at a family gathering. Is that right? It was like, it wasn't at night, it was during the day when that happened.
And then Judge, after when I got out of custody, the same day I got out, I went to work, then went to work Saturday, and Sundays I don't work.
What does he have on him now? Does he have anything on him now, a scram?
Yeah, you put an ankle monitor. The problem is that.
How's he doing?
The last name, sorry.
Celestino.
I have to get, it's not on docket. I have to get to give you a cause number.
He does, as part of his new bond condition, when he got out, he's on a.
Yes.
251 7372.
Yes, I have a GPS device with a curfew and then a scram device as a.
Has he been good on the scram?
So let me just double check.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Assuming he's negative. I mean, what are your thoughts?
I think that we definitely would want to keep them on the scram and the GPS.
Well, that goes up, of course. But I mean, as far as letting him out at 3 in, you know, working, what time did you want to work?
The shift I'm in is from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. And then the other shift, which is day shift, it would be from 4 a.m. to 2 p.m.
So which shift are you planning on working?
I'm trying to stay at night shift so I could go to college starting January.
So which shift do you want to work?
Night shift.
So is it the 4 a.m. to, or is it?
It's the 3 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Say it again?
3 p.m. to 2 a.m.
That's the shift that you want to do.
That's the one he's currently.
Judge, I'm reaching out right now to get an updated compliance check due to the holidays. I just don't see an update on it. For the scram report, somebody should get back to me very shortly.
So let's do this. I will allow you to work, but if I find any other issues, then I'm gonna take you off. And you don't have all night. No, it's you from 3 p.m. until 3 a.m. is when you have to be home. Do you understand?
Sir.
If you're out at 4 in the morning, if you're out at 5 in the morning, if you test positive for anything, it's not gonna go well. Do you understand? Number one. Number two, I'm giving you 2 weeks to get all the documents ready for this program. Your case is old and it's time to do something now. So
I just wanted to let you know that the case was reset till the 9th of January already. That's the reset you gave them before. And this is an outline, it's just to try to clear up the curfew. I mean, that's reasonable because I think the program, according to my intel, we gotta get that in within the next couple of weeks anyway. I just didn't know whether or not you wanted to come back to this. You already reset it.
well, yeah, because he needs to do a TRAS regardless. So I guess let's do this. I'm not going to set it all the way out to January 9th because it's old. I'll give you the 4 weeks, John. But at that time, when he comes back, we need to have a decision made as to whether he wants to get into this program to get into the diversion. If he does, he has to have all documents in by the next setting.
Absolutely.
And then we'll send him to go get a TRAS done at that time. Don't drink alcohol. And if you don't have a license, do not drive. Do you understand?
Sir.
If you fail me again, it's really not going to go well. Do not use alcohol. He's not driving, is he? Or is he driving? Do you have a Texas driver license?
Yeah, I did. And then at the time of the DWI, I had insurance too.
¿Tiene aseguranza ahora?
Yeah.
Okay. No, no puede manejar sin licencia, sin aseguranza. All right. Okay. Si él tiene un positivo de nuevo, lo voy a encerrar. No me importa la excusa. Ok. A las 3 de la mañana en la casa. Okay. All right.
Just we'll bring it back on the 31st.
Okay. Done. But everything. All right. Okay, Mr. Celestino, make me proud, man. This is it.
That's just.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's just time.
You ready?
He was remanded on the 26th.
Yeah, right. Did he post the, hopefully,
Wasn't imaged, so I'm assuming it's jury bond.
Correct.
he did post this, okay, let me just finish this. What did you get? Let me see. Come up. What did we learn?
Not drive.
Don't drive whatsoever. You violate any more conditions, I'm going to go absolutely bonkers on your bail and your bond. Do you understand? The next time, triple, if not quadruple, if you violate conditions again, I will not allow you to continue to endanger my public. Do you understand, Mr. Gonzalez? No consuming alcohol or dope and no more driving. You pick up a third case, holy moly. So where are we as far as, you say community service and what else? How much is restitution?
$1,000.
$1,000.
Yes, sir.
Have you spoken to see how long it will take to get the $1,000?
I have spoken with him, Your Honor. He has a job at a tire shop that he works on the weekends when he's out of school.
Someone's got money because they just posted a $20,004 bond for you. So I don't want any more issues. Do you understand? I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test today. And I'm now going to also give you a curfew. I don't want you out in the middle of the night. Then I'm going to put a GPS monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not messing around and not screwing up. Do you understand?
So,
Okay. All right. Okay, Sonia, we'll give you a normal reset, but curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. No drugs, no alcohol. And what are you in school? What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm fixing to graduate on December.
It would really be a shame to really waste your life away because of this. I'm going to tell you that if you ever want a good job in life, if you ever want to do something meaningful in your life, racking up criminal cases is just continually to shoot yourself in the foot. Life doesn't get easier when the older you get. It becomes more difficult. You get bigger, fatter, uglier, you lose hair. Life doesn't get easier. It gets more difficult. And the more convictions you rack up, all you're doing is you make yourself unemployable. At some point, if you really want to make a difference in this life, you do it with education, not what you're doing now. You graduate from high school, you go to college. The more knowledge you have in this life, the more money you're going to make. And the more money you make, the happier most times life is. Do you understand? That's what life's about, making a lot of money and doing great things, not racking up convictions and being back in jail over and over. But if you test positive or you pick up a new case, I'm going to go nuts. Do you understand? Okay, man. All right, son. Thanks.
Morning, Judge.
Come on.
Yes, Judge. I'm Mr. Nicholas Gutierrez.
Hey,
Yeah.
to hear?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Do you mind bringing out Mr. Gutierrez, please? So I guess I'll just surprise him that, well.
Yes, he's one that we had asked for some sort of jail time, but you want to keep him on probation. I did let him know that he may have to go to SATF again. He's not happy about that.
I understand. I wouldn't be too, but I'm gonna let him know it's on you. You hold the keys to the jail cell. You know,
T-Rex this morning, and the holdover is not done.
and what?
The TRAS is not done.
And look, I don't want to, let's see what they say first, okay? I don't want to make any rash decisions, right? Let's see what the TRAS says, and then, because they may say something differently, but I don't know. Let's just keep an open mind, I guess, and that's what I'm going to tell them, that I'm not married to that yet. Let's see what the TRAS says, and then we'll go. Because I don't even know whether,
No, the assessor told me they're leaning towards sober court, so 3 days.
okay, so we'll set it for later this week, maybe like Thursday, and we'll get an idea of what. The problem is that a sober court, it's he's out, right? He's already shown that he's not going to comply, so what's to say he's going to do it again, you know?
That's why they have to do the circumstances, just to make sure.
Right, okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Gutierrez. I want you to understand that I don't like to keep people in jail. Like, I don't get off on it. I want to make sure that things are done, they're done the right way, and that you don't ever come back. The idea is that you learn, and we get you to understand that, number one, when you have court, you got to come back. Number two, when you have bond conditions, you have to comply. And when you don't, there's serious, serious consequences. You and I have been dancing together for at least 2.5 years, and there have been repeated violations over and over and over. And sometimes me, as a judge, I don't know how to go forward. And that is now. I really don't know how to go forward. And the way that I do it is I have you do the TRAS. The TRAS is an evaluation with clinicians to see, these are licensed people. They ask you all kinds of questions to see how we go forward. That's what we did today. We had you do a TRAS because I don't know how to go forward. Do we do SATIP again? Do we do sober court? Do we do inpatient? I don't know. So we got the TRAS done today. Shatori is telling me it should be back within the next 3 days. So we're not going to just we're not going to just hang you to dry and just forget about you. We'll be back later this week and we'll get a good idea of how to go forward. If they recommend sober court, if they recommend SATIP again, I don't know. I will have issue, I'm going to tell you now, if they say sober court, because the problem with sober court, not the problem, the good thing with sober court is that you're out in the free world. But I know when you are out in the free world, you have a tendency to not comply. Therein lies my issue. So if they say sober court, I don't know how we're going to go forward. I don't. So let's see what they say. I want to keep an open mind so that we'll see what they say. Do you have any questions? Okay, we'll bring you back on Thursday. We'll see what the TRAS says and then we'll go from there. Okay. All right. I just wanted to bring you out so you know exactly what's happening. Okay, that's it. All right. Thank you.
Martinez?
So we'll see you Thursday.
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Excuse?
Yes, thanks. That's it, right? Guys, we're done.
Thank you.
Good job today.
Great job. It's very fun.
It's fast paced, it's moving, you know. But remember, today we were picking up the pieces from all last week, so it wasn't as bad as I thought, you know.
Tomorrow.
Oh, crap. Hey, are we going to trial tomorrow?
Hey, George, it seems like everyone's pleading out, like we'll just send the email to the court saying that Rochelle is gonna plea.
Plea?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, based on the email he sent.
With both of us, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yeah, and Man is taking a plea tomorrow on his. And then the failure to ID, I dismissed for use in felony punishment.
Okay. You think we should still order a panel or no?
I don't believe so, Judge.
Okay, I guess not.
I can cancel it, or I can cancel it.
Oh, did you already order it?
Already ordered.
Okay, so just keep it on order just in case. That way we can kind of hold them if they start to play games, you know? Yeah, for sure. Great. Okay, bye, bye, guys. Have a wonderful day.
Can we get the docket?
Oh, yeah, I've got 2 BDRs here. I have so many more that we need to do. I guess I'll go home and I'll do it.
I have like 1,000 emails.
Oh, I don't even want to know. God, how many, did you really have 1,000?
Man,
How many?
that's what it felt
300?
like.
300?
Probably 300.
Oh, my God, I'm so sorry.
No,
You let automatic reply, leave me the hell alone.
I know. If you don't hear back, forget.
If this boats are rocking.
If there's anybody available for now. I know, I was dying today, and every time I'm like breathing.
All right.
I'm coughing.
I'll let your fans know that you're not,
I'm sick. Let Kathy know she won't hear page 13 tomorrow. I sound extra handsome today. Very surly.
yes, absolutely. Never leave anything here. This is a criminal court. You know, people, no. But we have to lock the doors because people will go in and steal keys, you know? Oh, yeah, they've done it to judges, phones, please. That's why when I left my phone in the back, I ran because.
No one is safe.
All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna let you guys go. Let me go. Bye, see you tomorrow.
Oh my. Kids, that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. As you can see, it was a pretty busy day in Harris County, Texas. Judge had a lot to do, a lot of things to put in order, and it looks like it might be an even busier day tomorrow. But no trial. Unfortunately, the judge is not getting his trial. That does not seem to be in store, but stay tuned. We won't find out until tomorrow for sure. So come back tomorrow night around 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be right here with the Fleischer Forum and a presentation ready just for you and just for all of us to chat about. Chat, you've been great tonight. I do appreciate you. Everybody here is amazing. I really enjoyed this. I don't get to watch these when they're live during the day, so this is my opportunity to get caught up on one of my favorite courts, and I do it with all of you right here, right now. So thank you all for hanging out with me, and I will see you all again tomorrow evening. Don't forget, end of the week, weekend review. That happens at noon on Saturdays, every Saturday. Stay tuned for that too. A lot of stuff in store. I put out some regular videos today. That wasn't even a fraction of what I could have put out. I just didn't have time. There will be more. Look for those standalone videos, y'all. Watch it all. Watch it all. Love you. Talk to you later. Night, Mom. Night, dreams. We'll see you next time. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.